Hello Stockton University, I'm Jackson Walver, and welcome to The Nest, where we cover all things Stockton and more.
And I'm Colin Van Cleve. This week we have a wide range of sports, politics, and hip-hop.
So get ready, Stockton.
You have just entered The Nest. The Argo's Political Corner featured Brittany Welch's article on the special election regarding Republican Roy Moore and Democrat Doug Jones. Brittany dives into President Trump's support of the judge, Roy Moore, despite the allegations against the judge of sexual assault and harassment. You can see what Brittany has to say and more on page 7 of the Argo.
On Thursday, December 7th, a protest against ending net neutrality was held outside of Verizon store located at 325 East Jimmy Leeds Road. This protest was sponsored by Stockton University's We the People. Advocated alongside many protests nationwide, the purpose of this event is to defend the beliefs of individual liberty and access to the internet.
Stephanie Kovacs has completed what was an amazing volleyball career here at Stockton. Rose Delberg covers the right side hitter's amazing career and the impact that she has left on the Stockton community as a whole.
Brooklyn-based legend Talib Kweli made a guest appearance here at Stockton on Thursday the 7th. He was a featured speaker for the 2017 Hip Hop Summit, where the theme was Stay Woke, using hip hop as a tool for consciousness raising. We were actually lucky enough to check out the summit this week.
Let's check it out.
We are here at the 2017 Hip Hop Summit. Look at these. We got everything here. Do you guys like hip hop?
Love hip hop.
What's this summit all about?
It's about bringing people together, showing the issues in hip hop, and just listening to great music.
Oh, well, this is just a hip hop summit, to raise awareness, for hip hop and some of the issues, that are going on in some of the hip hop communities,
What hip hop artist do you think is making like a huge impact on the industry today?
Like a male or female?
Any hip hop artist.
I feel like right now a male artist that's making a really big impact is Logic with his like suicide awareness hip hop song or rap song that just came out. And then I guess a female artist would be like Cardi B, because a lot of people like her. I don't know if she's really impacting anything, but a lot of people like her. So.
For a hip hop artist right now is Kendrick Lamar.
Why is that?
Because he talks about a lot of issues that are going on in societies, things to how to go about them, how to deal with them, and from a different perspective, someone who's actually like going through them than someone who's just viewing those perspectives.
So I'm trying to think of a name for myself. I'm really in it more for the name. So if I were to become a rapper, my name's Colton Van Cleve. What would my rapper name be?
Colton.
Slim Fit. Wait, say that again?
Slim thick with hey.
Slim Fit. Like Slim Fit jeans like these?
Yeah, I think they're pretty catchy, yeah.
The energy is just through the roof when the Nest is here. But you know what else is through the roof? Talib is here. The one and only Talib. Let's go check him out.
Hi, I'm here with Talib Kweli, and we're here to pick his brain here at the 2017 Hip Hop Summit. So my first question for you is actually about the current state of affairs of hip hop. The whole purpose of the summit and the message is stay woke, using hip hop as a tool for higher consciousness. Who do you think in the hip hop game currently is doing the best job representing that?
Personally, I like people like Chance the Rapper, Kendrick, Rhapsody, but those guys are more mainstream and known these days. There are other people who have been doing it for a long time. Your David Banners of the world, Jasiri X, people like that. I think it's ultimately up to the consumer to curate conscious playlists.
Now, you've been in the game for 2 decades now. You've learned a lot, you've experienced a lot. What's something that you've learned along the way that's really left an impact on you?
Dig beneath the surface, don't take anything at face value.
Now, with that being said, speaking of like the learning experience and the way hip hop has left a mark on the community. What's something that hip hop has done for the community, and what's there's still to be done with the current affairs?
I mean, hip hop is. I would like to think that the potential for it is infinite and limitless, like any good art form.
How do you feel about the listener of hip hop and the performer of hip hop? How can we come together and tackle social issues that have been plaguing our society?
I think hip hop has a responsibility to remove sort of the onus of tackling social responsibility on rappers who make songs, and really make it about the community. What about the listeners of hip hop? What about the program directors? What about the DJs? What about the party promoters? What about, like, you have to be aware of your dollars. You can't support hip hop artists that are not supporting the community, if that's your concern. And it's to see it as a community. We can always point out examples of rappers who stand up, but we're harder pressed to point out examples of other people in the community.
Yeah, like thinking back at the community, hip hop has done so much, especially in different scenes like Chicago, Atlanta, New York. They all have huge followings, huge bases. You have performers that have their own like setup there, like their life is embedded in that. You're coming out of Brooklyn, part of New York. What was the scene like when you started in the late 90s?
It was very for me, for independent artists, it was very vinyl driven scene, and you had to be seen and be heard. There was no internet. You couldn't just get online and do it from a safe space. You had to get up and get on a bus or a train and stand outside in the cold and interact with other human beings in the flesh. And it was something that was there was a divide happening between commercial hip hop and underground hip hop. But you start to have like underground hip hop and independent hip hop starting to stake its claim.
I actually read up a lot about your early work, and I was super impressed with a lot of the things you've done. Like, I'm forgetting the name at the moment, but you did an EP with 40 other musicians, hip hop artists, over police brutality. What was that experience like for you?
Well, you never want to do things that are reactions to tragedy. You want to do things that can help stop tragedies, and it's a shame that sometimes people don't mobilize until a tragedy happens. But as evidence from 20 years ago, we had Amadou Diallo 20 years ago. We have Walter Scott now.
Yeah.
I think that it's how I learned how to participate in hip hop. It's how I learned how to participate in my community. So we almost had no choice but to do it.
If you were to speak to someone who doesn't know anything about hip hop, anything about the meaning, what would you define hip hop to really be?
For me, it's freedom. It's freedom, and it's that's the best word for it. It's just being completely free.
Freedom. That's a great remark. Well, thank you so much. That's all the time we have. Happy 2017 Hip Hop Summit. Do you have any final words?
No.
No? All right.
Hope you enjoy the Hip Hop Summit.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And that is all the time we have for you guys this week. We'll be right back in January to bring you, the Stockton community, all the news and events you need to know about.
We hope you all have a wonderful break and happy holidays.